Welcome to another episode of the Read Pile. I've got this monster today. It is, I'll show you. Well, this is writers, pencilers, inkers, letters. I mean, this itself is kind of insane, but it is all of these issues, and I counted, it's 49, so it's the first 26 issues of the New Warriors, plus some annuals. There's Spider-Man, there is, over here, there's X-Men, there are Avengers issues up here, and 2 Thor issues where the New Warriors first appeared. So, 39 issues total. This was a monster to read, and I skipped hundreds of pages because almost 2 years ago, I shot a video. It's kind of mind-blowing that we've been doing this for almost 2 years. But I shot a video for Volume 3 of the New Warriors, and in that I talked about, you know, I haven't read the stuff in the 90s and wanted to kind of revisit it. And I don't think Marvel are putting out these style of books anymore. Instead, they seem to be going with this omnibus route. So I recognized that if I wanted to keep going, that I'd have to repurchase some of this stuff. I've done something similar with Spider-Man. I've got some of the Spider-Man hardcover and the softcover over there, and some of it collects the same stuff. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this, but if I... So all of this is going to wind up going away. I did finish reading this, and I've ordered, it should be arriving today, the second omnibus, which takes it then to issue 52, plus again some other miscellaneous non-New Warrior stuff. But I like this enough that I'm getting Volume 2, and I think Volume 3 is up for pre-order, I think. I don't remember where I left off, so I need to read Volume 2 to see if I was still reading, if I still care, if it was the same creative team. I think it changes at some point, but anyway, New Warriors. So I was a fan. I was reading back in the 90s, and I'm going to show you this too, because for most of the time I was reading this, I do it without the dust jacket. And we've got Rage there, Silhouette. I think Silhouette, she's not literally one of the original members, but in my head she is. She's been there basically since the beginning. So we have some of these in action figure form, but some of these people haven't changed costumes yet. Rage changes costume, Night Thrasher changes costume. I think that's going to be at the beginning of the next volume. And then we've got, on the flip side of this, holy cow, this is sort of the concluding battle for this volume, everything that had been leading up to this. We've got this guy and these two and Ty over there. So anyway, New Warriors. Ooh, Silver Surfer. Good times. It's Terrax up there. 26 issues. The first 26 issues is a lot of story. It's a lot of stuff that I had honestly forgotten. We've got some White Queen. And it's some stuff that I had read relatively recently, roughly 2 years ago. So, as I said, I was able to skip a bunch of this early stuff, and then I read pretty much from where Volume 3 of the soft covers leaves off, and then I went through the end. There are plenty of memories. This looks a little weird. It's a weird Terrax where he's got like a waist but no shirt. I don't know what's going on. So what this covers is the foundation of the team, their early adventures. It gets into, I don't know, spoilers from almost 30 years ago. Marvel Boy's fight with his dad where he gets arrested. His father actually winds up dead. And what happens after that, it doesn't get into his eventual return. I said costume changes. Darkhawk and Rage sort of join the team. They team up a couple of times. It seems like there's an open invitation. There's maybe an acceptance near the end of this, but that's 26 issues later. It's good, and I still enjoyed it enough that I got the second omnibus. It's a huge investment. It's a huge purchase. These things do not come cheap. But I liked reading this. I still like it now, and I still want toys of these figures. I think I've mentioned that before. So definitely Namorita. I would take either a matte finished, not the kind of gold and yellow that we got for Nova, but brown red shirt. I would take one piece Namorita. I know she changes later in this to a two-piece suit, and in my head, mental image is one piece. I said that we're getting a version of Vance. We're getting a Justice Marvel Legends that just showed up at San Diego Comic-Con. I would take Marvel Boy. I will probably get Justice. I don't know. Punisher, this was a huge issue for me. I remember it took work hunting down issue 8. Again, back in the day, going through back issue bins, and maybe it was because this is a Punisher issue. I remember it cost a bunch of money for me to get. I don't know, it was expensive. There she is at a 2-piece, and again, for the 1-piece. So anyway, I'm not saying much of anything except keeping praise in general terms, and it's a lot of fun. It was fun revisiting. There's the suit I was just talking about. It's fun revisiting all of this. There's the Phoenix. I want a figure of him or her. She's in here too. There she is. Yeah, I think it's Marvel Legends that got me back into reading New Warriors, and now that I've read it, I want more figures. There's one version of her. So she's not blue yet, but in my head, silhouette, a figure of her is needed as well. I was expecting at some point a Amazon 5-pack, but that hasn't happened yet. There's the crucial story. Gideon, I would take a Gideon as well. Kind of just talking about toys now, but I don't know. Even though I just read some of this stuff, I'm still like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was cool. It's weird too. I'll point this out. There's a couple of errors, I'll say. I don't remember if it was there originally or not. There's the Spider-Man team up. So we've got page numbers at the bottom of these pages, but they stop at 996, and there's over 1,000 pages. So at some point it just stops, and then there's no more page numbers anymore. It's a little weird. But there's a couple of instances. I don't have anything bookmarked where there's, I'm going to call it a coloring mistake, where there's color on top of the tail of a word balloon. So I don't know. It's a little weird. I don't know what was edited, if anything, updated before this went to print. Probably color, just to bring it up to modern standards. I don't know. But I'm going to say that there were a couple of mistakes, nothing to really detract from the reading. It's, again, welcome revisit for me, and a general recommendation. If you've never read it, if you are interested, again, it is expensive. It's like, so it's supposed to be $125. You can generally get it for cheaper than that. But it's still a bunch of money. And it is a chunk of time to just sit down and read it. And I generally don't like reading these giant books either, just because it's hard to... I do a bunch of reading in bed, and it's hard to, like, you know, manipulate this thing if it's sitting on your chest. So I do prefer the softcover. The smaller books, they're easier to read, and I just don't think Marvel are doing those for the New Warriors, so I'm getting the hardcovers, and I will continue reading that way. Volume 2 should eventually come whenever I read another, roughly 40 issues. I'll probably do Spider-Man beforehand, I don't know. No promises. This is good. I'm rambling a whole lot in this video, but I'm trying to say this is good. I liked it. Recommended. Thanks for watching.